Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Fam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab. All right, guys, today I am popping on to share with you another element that you can add to your gratitude journals. But before I do that, I would like to say to all of the new subscribers, hello and welcome to the Lovely community. I'm so glad to have you. And if you have a channel yourself, whether you're a new subscriber or old subscriber, comment in the video below if you have a channel so that we can head over, we can just hit your little profile picture and head over to your channel and support you as well. I know that during this pandemic that we're facing, a lot of us are just trying to find ways to connect with others, being at home and quarantines and self-quarantined and such. We still want to feel as though we are a part of a community. And if you are watching this video, you actually are. You are a part of the Lovely community. Now, that being said, I'm pretty sure all of you have noticed my absence for the last couple of weeks, and I apologize for that. But as I've stated in other videos, there are seasons in my life that are a little more hectic, a little bit more busier than others, and I am just coming to the end of that season, not by choice, but by chance, because of that global pandemic. Since the coronavirus has hit the US, we have gatherings of 50 or more have been banned. So that has put a halt on the baseball season. You know, my son participates in baseball, so that's 3 nights out of the week that I'm not having to leave the home. And effective this week, our church has canceled services on our main campus. We will still go live, but that means that ministry events are canceled. So that means I don't have to prep for several classes for my Sunday school teachers, and we are not hosting events, community events, because we do have to follow the law. We do believe that God is a God of healing and a God of strength and restoration, but he also commands us to follow the laws of the land. And with that being said, I have less time outside of the home and more time to focus on our family and doing things that we enjoy doing as a family and as individuals. So all that being said, no baseball, no community events, no ministry events. But I will say that the family business has not slowed down. Thank God for that. As you know, my husband is a contractor, and so home improvements, people are still calling, repairs are still happening, pipes still bust, electrical issues still happen, and so I still have the bookwork. And I will say that while some things have come to a slow halt, if you will, other things have picked up. But I am taking the opportunity now to just dive into a little bit of creating for myself as well as for you. I have not dropped any content in a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I missed you all. So I'm hopping on today just to share with you another element that we can add to the gratitude journals. It's been a while, but I hope you guys have not stopped moving forward in them, and if you have, now's the time to pick it back up, especially now. Now, before I go any further, if you are new to the gratitude journal series, or if you want to hop in on that or get started making your own, there'll be a video link in the corner, a card that will take you to the playlist, and it'll take you back to the first video where I go down the list of items that you'll need, most of which are already in your home. If not, the largest thing that you'll have to purchase is a composition notebook. That's probably the most costliest, being $1. And then from there, you'll be able to build and get to where we are now. So I encourage you to click that little thing up in the corner. Now, I have not moved forward with this, but I will tell you this. I have another journal that I work in. And it's just one that I really just threw together because I need something to be able to pop into my purse and take with me to church. Well, I ain't gonna be taking it with me to church now, but on Sundays I jot down notes from the sermon, and then throughout the week I journal whatever I take away from my morning devotionals and whatever I read from scripture. So this is what my morning will look like. I'll read this. This is In Touch, Daily Readings for Devoted Living. And here is the name of the ministry, In Touch Ministries. And I'll drop a link below so that if that's something that you're interested in, these devotionals, they send you for free. They also are happy to accept any donations or for projects that they're working on, or just for the ministry itself. So if this is something that you're interested in, they send one out each month, about 2 weeks before the end of the month. And it goes from one day to the end of the month. So I start my day off with my devotional. I head over to the Bible, which each day will show you a scripture that falls in line with whatever the topic is for that morning. And then from that, I journal in my haphazard, thrown together journal. You don't need to see all of that. My handwriting is, I'm left-handed, so the slanting's a little to the left. But this is one of the ones that I experimented with. It was a collage that I made, and I just added and just experimented using different techniques and textures and gesso and stamps and cardboard and sewing and laces. This is like every experiment, but I actually love it. You know, I really do love the craziness of it. Anyways, I'm all over the place chasing rabbits. Bear with me, folks. And so at the end of my devotional writing, I then go close it out with prayer, asking the Lord to really plant his word in my heart, and for me to apply what I've learned to that day, so that it's not in vain. You know, all of this reading and learning is in vain if you are not applying it. And I think wisdom is the perfect application of knowledge. So that being said, I just want to share that with you so that when you finally get this gratitude journal complete, you'll have some type of a idea of a system that you can use for your mornings. I do this in the morning. You don't have to do it in the morning, but I find that if I can get up 20 minutes before everybody else do and get a jump on my day, and I can spare that time to be with God and to connect with him through his word and through a devotion and prayer, I tend to have I'm not saying a easier day, a more peaceful day. I'm able to navigate the day's tasks and the hurdles of that day with a little bit more peace, knowing that the groundwork has already been laid, battles are already being fought on my behalf. So I'm going to move forward and show you guys what I've done in this journal. So I think before the last video that I did, after that, off camera, I think I covered the insides, added a pocket, tucked my documented envelope inside of here to be used further on in here. And this is tea stained, and the green is, I want to say it's a paint spray. It's not a spray paint. It's I think it's like a Vicky Bouton spray. It's around here somewhere. Anyways, watered down and just washed over lightly. So that's tea stained and baked. And the back is coffee stained. Coffee dyed paper. And I love the aged look of that. Isn't that pretty? Just a beautiful golden color. Anyway, so these are the stenciling that I have added to the book. So what I did was, this is Tim Holtz Distressing, okay? So how did I apply that? I took a stencil, put it down, laid it down, kept it in place with my hand, and then I used the blending brush and, you know, just kept dipping and pouncing and pouncing. It's not, the best technique is not to blend with this. The best technique, because the stencils are flexible, and so if you are doing like this, you're going to end up moving it around and getting under it, and it's going to mess up the design. So it's just best to pounce. Now I will say that if you're going to do this and it's going along the edge, place a piece of paper underneath so that it doesn't get on the pages underneath it or the sides of the pages. Okay, so I did that for that. And I'm just going to go through really quickly and show you some of the pages that I have added some stenciling to. So we have some arrows, and that's actually done with red ink. It's not distress ink, it's just regular red ink. And I believe I used this blending tool for that. And that one I did lightly on there because I could. Actually, I did it on that one because this here stencil is the type of stencil that has an adhesive back to it, so I didn't have to worry about the stencil lifting up. So if you have that kind of stencil, then yes, you can use a blending brush like this. I think I got this for $1 at the Dollar Tree. Okay, just got one, in which case I can wash that out and use it in between projects. So I used the feather, and as you can see, there's some little mistakes and accidents there. I am not concerned about it, and neither should you. We're humans. This is the this is the Vintage Photo Distress ink, Tim Holtz. 2 different stencils, 2 different color distress inks, black distress ink. And so I'm just going to flip through real quick just to show you how because I use a couple of different stencils, but I positioned them different throughout the book, on each page, I should say, throughout the book, just so that it wasn't so, what do you call it, predictable. Okay, you get what I'm saying? That's the ink. And that one has 2 ink and distress ink. And I love the way this one came out, the way it's kind of layered. And the good thing about the inks is that while it adds the visual interest, it does not add any texture, so you can still write over it. You know, if I wanted to use a different color ink, I could write over that, and I could probably write over it with black and still be visible. So there's a few more in here, but I'm not going to slow it down. I'm just going to show you one example of, really briefly, how to do this with the tools that I have. And if you have similar tools, then you'll be able to do so. Now, I'm going to show you the stencils that I used as well. I think that one came out so pretty. Okay. And remember, now I put these stencils down on the pockets knowing that I'm going to put clusters on top of them. So it's really just serving as a foundational, some additional interest as a foundation. Okay. Top corner. It doesn't have to be on every page, but if you want it on every page, you're welcome to do that as well. Corner. Layered. That's pretty. Oh, and look, matches that color. That was unintentional. That was not, I did not set out to do that like that. Alright, so let's do this here back page. Now these are the stencils that I'm working with, okay? These are from Walmart, and I didn't clean these, but I will tell you this. Clean yours when you're done with them. I'm going to go ahead and give you that word of advice right now. Clean them when you're done with them, because what ends up happening is that sometimes the ink will get underneath, and if you don't clean it, when you go put it down on your next project, you won't remember that is there, and the ink can be reactivated by the next ink. So go ahead and and clean them after you're done. Alright, I think we're going to use that one just because it's most convenient. I'm going to have to mask off that number 5. And then I used these as well. And then I have a couple of wheeled ones that I used. I keep these in a binder. And these are from the Dollar Tree. There's this one with the different feathers. And then I just recently picked this one up from Dollar Tree. Yeah. And it has like It's like a travel theme. So you have the bus. Let me take it out. Camera, memories. What does it say? Travel, suitcase, bus, road trip, holiday. Good Lord, you think I would just turned it around, right? Let's go. Great journey. Memories. Yeah, I really like this here one. And I didn't get it for this journal. I just picked it up because it was $1 and I know I'd use it. Especially my son's one. And then I have, these are the ones that I use. These are from Walmart. They came 6 to a pack. Now what I did was I punched a hole at the top, put a brad through it to keep it together. So that I don't lose them. And then when it's time to use them, I just slide them off to the side or take it all the way off. But a lot of times when I'm using the stencil, it's just a quick page here and a quick page there. So it's not, I don't need to really take it off because I'm typically not using the entire stencil. Anyways, what is going on here? What? I don't want to spend too much time trying to get this line back up. Something's stuck. Oh, this one's stuck inside that one. All right, so put that in there. Put these in here. And I do not create in chaos. I don't. Most of my things get put back away when I'm done. And these are the ones with the adhesive back to them. I got these from Ollie's. So I just take the adhesive off and then put it down. And actually, that one didn't have the adhesive on it. The one that I used, it didn't. All right, so let's go ahead and lay down this stencil. And so you can see how simple it is. All right, so let me just use some washi tape. I am going to put it in this corner to mask off that number 5 and also help keep it in place. Make sure that it's positioned the way you want it and where you want it. Okay, now Josh is in the background gaming because we have not started classwork for the day. But that will soon come to an end when I'm done with this video. So I'll pause class for y'all guys. Don't you feel honored? All right. So let's go ahead, and I'm trying to think if I want to do black or if I want to do brown. Let's go with the darkest brown stain we can find. Okay. We're going to use the Tim Holtz. Let's see, we have the vintage photo. We also have that walnut stain. I think I'm going to go with the walnut stain today. I don't use it very often because it's so dark. But so that I can get some varying shades of brown on here without having to spend too much time on it, I think that is what is best for us today. All right, so we have that in place. And be sure to make sure that you are being careful about the edges. So I would probably concentrate on those first, just because it'll get away from you if too much time passes. So let me make sure that you guys can see me. Okay, there you go. So you see I'm just tapping that in there. And I'm going along the edge just because that's what I'm remembering that I have to be careful of. It'll get away from you real quick. So and next thing you know, you'll have it outside of the stencil. And if that happens, it's fine. There's always ways to get around those mistakes. You got washi, you have paint, you have gesso. Different ways of camouflaging a mistake on paper. Paint splatters, watercolor. But when it's this dark, when your ink is this dark, is what I'm working with right now. It's not as easy to camouflage it. So just be careful and be mindful. Keep an eye on that. I probably should have just went on ahead and masked off the edges, and that way I wouldn't have to be so delicate. But y'all get the hint. Okay, now we can go ahead and get the inside. And I'm going to make the heads of the flowers a little bit darker. Apply a little bit more ink to the heads of the flowers so that they can stand out. And I don't even know if I'm going to put a pocket on this right here. I don't even know. And if I do, it's fine too. Especially because it doesn't have any texture. So if I make a mistake and I want to go over it, I can. You know, no pressure there. So now I can lightly go down the stems that just lifted up. I'm going to go over these petals once again. Get those as dark as I can. And then I'm just going to take a look at the edges, making sure that I got good coverage on those, which some areas need a little bit more work, but it will be fine. I do so believe. All right. All right, so let's take a look and see what we got here. Ooh, the element of surprise. Now remember, when you take this off, put it off to the side and remember to clean it. Ooh, that's cute. So I'm going to pull that up close so you guys can see what we got here. All right. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And remember, you can use a different color ink on the inside. Like I could have just masked off the stems and did pink on the inside. You know, it's kind of up to you. You can blend your colors, whatever, with the stencils. It's just a different element added. So I hope this has inspired you to pick that gratitude journal back up, go through it, add some stencil to some of the pages, maybe some of the pockets, and even if you have some scraps. If you have some scraps laying off to the side that you still haven't used in your journal, you can go ahead while you have the stencils out and add some stenciling to those so that as you make, you can layer on top and some of the stenciling design can show through. So anyways, guys, listen, I am going to be praying for my viewers, this lovely community. You guys are... You really are a blessing to me. Just to have you guys there commenting. I'm following along with some of you in other Facebook groups. And so this has become kind of like a family for some of us who, I live in a rural area. So for me to get to anybody that I know, it's going to be 20 minutes or more, at the very least 20 minutes. So I really, YouTube has become a place of social community for me, along with Facebook. And so during this time of social distancing, I just want to encourage you all to check on any elderly in your community. Check on people with disabilities. Love on one another. I know that you guys are home with your kids. And although I homeschool throughout the year, I know how difficult it can be to have these kids under the roof with you from sun up to sundown, and the only thing that they have to, you know, keep them occupied aside from school is worrying you, eating, and technology. But, you know, it's okay to go outside in the backyard and clean it up and you know, maybe revise and revamp some of the household structures. I don't want to get too far into it because I don't know how long this here whole pandemic is going to last. But I do know that I serve a mighty God, and the battles we face really are not of flesh and blood. It's one of them, but that's not the largest issues that we face. And so I want to encourage you guys to stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative, stay crafting, and check on the people in your community who are not able to take care of themselves. Okay? All right. And until we're back here again on YouTube, I will talk to you all soon. I missed you all, and I can't wait to get back. And if you guys have any concerns, comments, or questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. All right? Bye for now.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community, and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.